the night. We're going to be doing this by area code. So those of you who are on hold, when you hear your area code, I'm talking to you. We're going to go to our first call tonight. It's from area code 631. You're on IdleRadioshow.com with Gedeon McKinney.
Hello, Gideon. My name is Trish. I'm from New York. I'm calling actually because we all loved you on American Idol. All my kids loved you, but they fell asleep and they weren't able to talk to you. So, they waited to, my son especially, 7 years old. When
they wanted to talk to him tonight?
They wanted to talk to him, but, of course, they fell asleep. And my son, when you sang Shout, you just brought him off that couch, and I just think you didn't get what you deserved, but I think God has other plans for you. Your voice is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I love your smile, so whoever says anything about your smile, that's just too bad. You have a beautiful smile.
God bless you, Chiz.
Well, we must talk about that smile a little bit later because it did get a bit of attention during the Idol show.
But I wanted to know, what is your favorite song to sing? And if you can pick your ideal song, what is your favorite song to sing?
You know what? It's a lot of them, and I really don't know. I try to lean more towards things like, I don't even know. I like so many people. I like Rick James. I like Luther. I like Sam Cooke, of course. I would probably say, I don't even know. I don't have a favorite song for me.
And it's just so great to hear that kick back to music. And I just wanted to send you love from my kids that love you so much.
Tell them I love them also, and tell them may God continue to bless them through whatever they're doing, their careers, and God is watching over them, and you too, Trish.
I wanted to also tell you another message. George Huff speaks highly of you, too. He was a fan of yours when you were on American Idol because he had met you earlier at the audition.
Yes, I was a fan of his. I actually met him at a mall here in Memphis, and that's how we met, and I saw him in Chicago when we auditioned. And I said, George. He said, Gideon.
Yeah, that's how George is. He remembers a face and remembers a name.
But he told everybody, when American Idol comes on, you make sure you watch out for Gideon. Yes, he did. And we all did. And
you saw what he was talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. We love Gideon right away.
Yeah,
I just wanted to call in from my children that really waited all day to talk to you, and they're out cold.
Well, thank you for calling us, Trish.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Gideon, when you before you decided to go and try out on Idol, was there any other things that you were doing vocally? Was there any? Were you on the path of a career? Is my question.
I've been on a path of a career since I was 14. I joined the choir, or a local choir here in Memphis, and the population in Memphis is about 650,000.
Mm-hmm.
I joined a local choir here in Memphis because I had been hearing about it. And I didn't tell my mom that I joined it because I didn't know what she would say. It wasn't that I was afraid to tell her. I just didn't know what she would say, and I really wanted to perform. So what I did was, I met the lady who came up to my high school every day, and she begged me to join this choir. I said, okay, I'm going to see what this choir is about. I joined the choir. The first day I went there, the director told me to sing a song, and I sang the song.
What song was that?
It was Hold On, I'm Coming.
Okay.
Well, did you ever feel sad? Yeah, it was Hold On, I'm Coming.
Yes, sir.
When I sang it, she said, okay, come tomorrow. We have a performance tomorrow at Stax Records, and I want you to perform. So that was really my first big performance. That was when I was 14. Later on then, I became the leading soloist of the choir. We performed for people like the U.S. Department of Labor in Washington, D.C., for President Clinton, former president. And we just, we did a lot of traveling and stuff like that. And I became the lead soloist of the choir. And it was, I had a big task upon myself. But I knew that I wanted to do this. And when I knew that I wanted to do that, I put my all into it, and I put my heart into it, and I dedicated my life to it.
And you, yes, sir. Now, When you decided to go ahead and try out for American Idol, was there an inspiration? Was there somebody who pushed you? And had you been watching the show, the seasons prior to that, to help to determine whether or not that's the path you wanted to take?
I never told anyone that I wanted to audition. When I was in the 9th grade, I was 14, and I would always tell my best friend, I would say, you see that show? I'm going to be on that show. I guess God gave me the faith, because I never said to myself, I want to try out for this show. I always said to myself in my heart that I'm going to be on the show. And it came to pass. Ever since I was in the 9th grade. The year before that, the year before season 5, I wanted to audition, but I was just 16, and not 16, I was 15. I turned 16 the year before I auditioned. But the thing about it is, I turned 17 when I auditioned, and I was 18 when I can't even remember what went on. But I knew that no one really boosted me up to audition. I always knew that I wanted to do that. I always knew that I wanted to audition for American Idol.
And you knew that you would make it on.
And I knew by faith that I would make it on.
I watched an interview, and this is skipping ahead a little bit, but I watched an interview with you in my research, and in the interview, you were speaking about wanting to receive so many Grammys in 2 years. I believe it was 10, and then you went on to teach the person who asked you the question that when you think about something deep enough and when you think about it long enough and envision it and you know that it's going to be your reality, that it kind of has no chance but to come to pass. And I greatly admire that in you, because I very rarely see someone of your age speaking that way.
Thank you. I've been through things in my life to the point where I've been forced to learn things. I forced myself to learn situations, like the Bible, for instance. Me and my family, we have Bible talks every day, every night. So when they give me a point, and if they're trying to make a point, I'm going to look in that Bible and search for it. I'm forcing myself to look for what they're talking about to see if it's right or if it's wrong. But you see what I'm saying? I forced myself to find out about things. I really forced myself to find out about things.
Well, it's a really, really deep principle, and it really comes true. Now, I know that you were supposed to, originally, you planned on auditioning for American Idol in your own hometown, right?
Yeah.
But talk about what happened, basically.
This is what happened. It was the local radio station here in Memphis that held a competition for whoever wins this competition gets to be the first person in line. So I went to audition, but I didn't audition. You had to send in a tape. So I sent in the tape, and they picked 20 people out of I think 500 tapes they had received. They picked 20 people, and I was one of the 20. I had to go to a local mall here in Memphis, and I had to perform. I came in the top 5 of that, and the top 5 had to sing again. So I sang the same song, and I don't like competitions. I don't like people who lose. I don't like people who win. It's not about that. What it's about is someone taking that effort. You know what I'm saying? To believe in their self. That's why I give my hats off to anyone who auditioned for a show like American Idol, because they have the guts. They have the nerve to do that. But anyway, I didn't make it. I came first runner-up. But I didn't let that get me down, because I knew that I was still going to try out for American Idol.